Hello, friends. Okay, so I want to show you a craft today. But before we get to the craft, so I'm in here with Lainey and Lorelai, and they're my kids. So that's why I'm not wearing a mask. Good job. Oh, I think you have a mistake somewhere. So that's why I'm not wearing a mask, even though I'm in the church. Okay. Okay. So what I want to talk to you about is we've been talking about a lot of stories that include talking about Jesus healing. Okay, and these stories have really made me be thinking about how we have healers in our world, right? We have healers in our world who are working really hard right now. Now, their healing does not look like the miracles that Jesus performed, but their job is very important. And I truly believe that they are doing the work. God gave them gifts, and they're using their work in the world, and they're using their gifts that God gave them. So these are people like doctors and nurses and other people who are working to take care of people who are sick right now. And they have a really hard job, and they've had a really hard job the last couple of years. And so I thought it was important for us to take a moment and tell them how much we appreciate them and to thank them. Okay, so what we are going to make today is these little heart baskets. Okay, so we're going to make as many of these as we can. Okay, and see, they open up, and I'm going to put candy in them and take them to the hospital, okay, for the healthcare workers there, just to let them know how much we appreciate them. So what I want to say about these is that they're really tricky to make, okay? You might feel frustrated making them. You might have to try a couple times to get it right, and that's on purpose, okay? So here's what I want to say. For the bigger kids, so I'm talking maybe like 3rd, 4th, 5th graders, maybe 2nd graders, depending on how crafty you are, you will probably be able to do these just like I show you. If you are younger, these might be a little too tricky for your fingers. Your fingers just don't quite work the way that you need to make these. So what I want you to do is to find a way for you to be involved in making these, okay? So there is cutting, so I'm gonna give you these, and this involves cutting, which I know is a skill that many of you are working on right now. And so I encourage you to to maybe cut them out and then have your grown-ups help you put them together. That can be a way you help. Parents, if you have much younger ones, I would encourage you to let them maybe color, to just print out in white and let them color it instead, if that is a skill they're working on. This is intentionally supposed to be a tricky craft. And the reason that I want you to have an intentionally tricky craft is because we are showing appreciation to people whose job has been incredibly difficult, okay? And I want us to take some time to practice doing something that's hard, that takes persistence, that takes us having to try and make mistakes and have to start over again. And I want us to learn what it looks like to have to do that even when it's really hard, okay? So I sent these templates. The link for them is in the comments, and then I sent them out. Okay, so you're gonna start just cutting along the oval, all right? And I printed these. I printed some on white and some on pink paper because I wanted them to look like this. You can print other colors. You do not have to do pink and white. Those are two colors that kind of work for Valentine's Day, right? And I thought they would make good colors for that. You may also choose different colors. You may also use just white. You may also do white and color it, like I mentioned before. If you have like fancy paper, you can totally use fancy paper instead. That might be kind of fun. Okay, so you're gonna cut these two out, and remember, at any time you can totally pause this video and go back if I'm going too fast, or if you need something repeated, you can make it repeat it, right? All right, so you're gonna have 2 pieces of paper that look like this, okay? Now, you are going to fold it in half long ways. I think some people call this like hamburger style. Okay, so you're gonna fold it in half like this, okay? And you're gonna want these lines out because these are gonna be for cutting. So you can go ahead and do that with both pieces. All right, so go ahead and cut along the lines. You're gonna wanna do this on both pieces. Now I will say, for your first one, I would recommend doing 2 different colors because it's a little easier to keep track of. if you have two different colors, if you have pink and white, I'm gonna be referring to these as pink and white, so it'd be good if you can use those colors, but if you're using something different, that's also okay. Okay, so now you should have two separate pieces like this that are cut, okay? So the way you are going to make these look like this is you're gonna weave. Now, some of you may have more experience with this than others. The kind of weaving you're gonna do is gonna be a little tricky and a little different than maybe what you've done before. So what you're gonna do is I want you to first take your pink in one hand and your white in one hand, okay? You are gonna take the top strip of your pink and you are gonna open it up, okay? Just like this. And then you're gonna take the first strip of white and tuck it through that first strip, okay? So it should look like this. These are all loose, we're not doing anything with these yet, okay? Now, we're gonna keep threading it, weaving it through the white, okay? So we've done outside the white, now we are gonna go inside the white. So we are gonna take the white one and open it up and loop the pink through the white. Let's see if I can kind of show you how that looks, okay? All right, now you're going to go outside the pink. Or I'm sorry, go inside the pink. Or the pink is gonna go outside the white.
You know how to speak?
I don't know how to speak, Lainey. Thank you for pointing that
You
out. Okay.
don't even know how to do it.
Now, you are going to go inside the white. Okay, so then your first strip of pink is done. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. If you just watch me do that, I might have made that look easier than it is feeling to you right now, and that is okay. I've done several of these now, so they're feeling much easier. After your first one, it's going to get easier. I super promise, girls. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes,
On the
they get
first one,
easier
it
after
took
the
me,
first
like,
one.
10 minutes. On the second, it took me
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
So much easier. Okay, so now this one, we started out with the pink going outside the white. So this time the pink is going to go inside the white with our second strip. So take your second strip down. And when you are doing this, you're gonna have to kind of work the paper around. You're gonna have to shift it down, and that's okay because we're gonna make it look all neat and tidy at the end, okay? So we are gonna go inside the white. Okay, now the white is going to go inside the pink. And then pink inside white. And then white inside pink. Okay, so now you can see how that's made it so each of these are opposite. Okay, all right, so I want you to do that with the next two. And I want to reiterate, this is going to be tricky, okay? If you are not getting this right away, that is okay. That does not mean that you are not able to do this. It means that it is a tricky craft. And I want you to think about, while you're threading this, I want you to be thinking about how we have people in our world right now who were given a gift for being very caring. They were given a gift for being maybe very skilled. Maybe they have a really good understanding of science. Maybe they are somebody who is really good at noticing what people need. And some of these people chose to take care of other people, to take care of their health. All right. When these people chose this job, they did not know that COVID was going to be part of their job. And that's made their job much harder than they expected. They chose to use the gifts God gave them, and that's been really difficult for them, okay? They've really struggled. And I think a wonderful gift that you can give as children is to do things like this, to make sure they know that when they're having a really, really hard day, when their gift is really difficult for them to use, that there are people who do appreciate what they're doing. They see that they're working hard. They see that their job is hard, okay? Something else you can do is, while you're weaving this, once you really get going with them, once you get good, I would encourage you to pray for our healthcare workers while you do it. So maybe with each weave, think about a different way that you can pray for them, a different way that they can feel love and support. That can be another really great thing to do once you get really good at these, because I promise you will. Okay, so you should have it like this, and you can see it's a little crooked, okay? So you can kind of shift it around. And the good news is, once you have these together, you can't really mess them up, okay? As long as you don't pull too hard and rip them. All right, so there's our heart, and we now have a little basket. what I want you to do is you can make as many of these as you would like to. I'm going to give you two choices. Your first choice is to, you can bring these to the church, or you can have your grown-ups know that you have some ready and I will come pick them up. Or if you would prefer, or if you are farther away and it just makes more sense to you, you are also welcome to fill these with goodies at your own house and deliver them to a healthcare worker. I would suggest maybe your school nurse would be a great option, because they also have really hard healing jobs right now. Or take them to your doctor, take them to some healthcare worker in your life who you think could just use a reminder that we love them and care about them and appreciate the hard work they're doing. All right, will you pray with me? God, we know that using your gift is sometimes really hard to do. We thank you for people who are given a gift to take care of others. God, please pour your love over these crafts that we make. Please give us patience when they're hard to do. Please help these gifts bring light and love to people who are having a really hard time. Amen. All right, thank you all.